Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more of the Tales of the Age of Men. We are diving back in, and this time I thought it'd be fun to take a look at some of the Elven units in the brand new custom battle stuff. Now this is of course a Patreon only build. They are still very early in development on this mod. It only began at the beginning of this year. However, they are making great progress and they're gearing up for a public release at the end of the year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if everything goes right. So the plan is to keep on covering these factions, showing off the new armors and weapons and getting stuck into battles. They recently also implemented in Isengard an Orthanc into the actual mod with a very cool custom settlement, and over the next couple months they have stated that instead of focusing more on armors and brand new kingdoms like Dale, they are actually going to go ahead and put their funding into scenery. So we'll be getting plenty more custom settlements and battle maps, which I think will really help to elevate the map and the mod. If you want to support them over on Patreon, you can do so. I'll leave a link to it down below in the description. All your support goes directly to commissioning new weapons, armors, and of course scenes, which is going to be their main focus over the next couple months. So here we are on the battlefield now with our elves all in their glorious armors. These are going to be obviously the Inladrius, the Rivendell elves, which are going to be on the battlefield. You can see a whole wealth of their equipment, and of course we have the infantry as well. I actually really dig the purple. I think it looks really nice on them. And of course there are plenty of other units that we could have brought to the battle, but I did just kind of pick one or two of them. They do have a full roster and obviously different types of armors as well, which again look very cool. Do keep in mind though as well that the elves are still very much a work in progress, and they're one of the factions I haven't really seen as like kind of a full complete package, much like Gondor and the dwarves. The elves are still kind of one of the more work in progress factions. Over on the other side of things, we do have an army led by the Iron Hill dwarves, and again they're going to be using their stout armor and weaponry to push us back. So what I thought we'd do is we'll fight a land battle as we make our way down this glorious looking battle line, and then we'll go fight a siege battle, because I'm interested to see how well the actual elves will perform in a siege battle, obviously that being their forte. We are also, oh god, I forgot to give them more soldiers. 1 second. Okay, there we go. We actually rotated around where the position we are, which actually this is a much better position for us. But yeah, now the dwarves actually have 500 strong warriors rather than the rest. So let's set up our formation then. I guess we'll be holding the river. I mean, it makes sense too. So we'll push up our line. We'll have our cavalry. I guess we'll cross the river here, and we can even send off our horse archers to try and push them on. So let's push our way forward and get ourselves stuck in. You can also see some of the equipment as well. We've got our sword, custom weapons obviously on everybody as well, and obviously the shield as well. Very nice. We have obviously also have a bow, which we're going to be obviously very deadly on as we fire in, so we can probably force the enemy further forward. I'm also fairly interested to see how much the Elven range actually does add up. So let's maybe get ourselves into this creek with the Elven archers covering us, and then we'll go join our cavalry for a nice little assault. So here we go. We're going to lead the assault with our horse archers and see if we can rack up some kills. The dwarven formation is all the way up here. Oh my god, the elves are already shooting from all this distance. It's kind of crazy. I'm not sure if we can actually be hitting anybody as their formation does reform now, but yeah, you can see the arrows are already going in, and we are getting some hits in there. On the dwarven formation, that shot was not as pretty. But yeah, this is basically what I think the Elven army is going to be really excelling at, is these horse archers. It's something you don't necessarily think of, but obviously it is a very strong formation that they have access to. So the arrows are going to be doing some good damage as long as we don't get caught out. And I guess the dwarves are going to be cowardice and hold their line there, which is fine. So we'll bring our formation up as well, and we'll bring our archers up. I'm also going to tell my archers to hold fire, because I don't want to encourage the enemy to actually attack us right now. Right now, the horse archers are doing some good damage, and obviously we have the cavalry as well ready to push up. All right, I think it's time. Let's give them a volley, boys. Let's give them a volley. Unleash out. Not everybody. Okay, there you go. Everybody is firing. We'll see how these arrows are hitting. The dwarves don't have any of their spitting machines. Oh yeah, these archers are gonna get absolutely smashed. And the worst thing is as well is that the dwarven range is nowhere near as good as ours. So these arrows will be absolutely demolishing them. Our horse archers are also firing, which is really good. But we're gonna need this help, because I imagine, yeah, we're not actually doing that much damage. We've only managed to kill 14 of them. So again, keep in mind, a lot of the balancing is still very much a work in progress as well. So like the damage calcs and stuff, there's like weapons that only do a bit of damage here and there. You know, all of that stuff is going to have to be looked at, and obviously when people test it, that's a really big help for them. But right now, I mean, we are racking up some kills. Okay, that is going to force the dwarven formation forward now. So let's set our cavalry on AI command, so the horse archers will go and do their damage. They'll start harassing the enemy position as we continue to go in. We'll obviously continue to fire off some shots of our own. But yeah, I mean, the arrow fire is just that is a machine gun of shots right now. And obviously the cavalry can just rotate around, hit them as we move, and maybe we're just leaving a pile of dwarven dead. We'll bring our cavalry probably through this gap as we make our way in. Now, it'll be interesting as we put our infantry into shield wall, how they will fare against the dwarven formation, because obviously this is where the dwarves should really outperform us as we come in again and try and do some damage. But as I said, it'll be interesting to see exactly how they do fare. I mean, we can jump out and actually take a look at the formation and see the short dwarves. I mean, again, they're not actually that short, but yeah, it looks really, really cool as both the lines do clash in against one another and the swords come down. The arrows are continuing to hit their marks into the back of these, and then we also have the Elven archers just making their way around. I mean, look how cool that looks, man. As the formation goes and these guys are just doing, let's charge off, give the order to charge off the cavalry now as well, get them stuck in. And the thing is as well, as they continue to actually rotate my formation, the archers here continue to fire as well. So if we were to get, oh my god, there's another dwarven line right here. If we were to give the order to put these guys in like a square, so as we reform, and that's going to allow them to kind of wrap around a little bit more as the cavalry comes in once more as well, these archers are just absolutely massacring them. We obviously also do have a lot of two-handed infantry as well in this formation. Let's see if we can get ourselves stuck in here as well. 1v1ing a dwarf should be pretty easy, if you ask me. They are so fast, so they have really good athleticism. Yeah, so one thing I've like really noticed is the stats are like crazy on these units, and it basically makes it impossible to actually fight them. So I think when the game actually comes out, when the mod is like fully released, I think we're gonna have to go through and redo a few of these stats, because yeah, having like 300 in every stat, which most of these units have, just make the actual gameplay impossible. Like, I literally can't hit this guy. He's gonna outblock me, and I'm just gonna have to keep on doing this, and like I can't live that fantasy of cutting through waves of enemies and stuff like that. There you go, the dwarves are running. Oh, what they're good for as the arrows come in. So let's now switch over to a siege battle and see. I'll obviously outnumber myself. Maybe we'll go 250 elves against 700 orcs or something, and we'll see how it goes. All right, here we are on our siege defense. We've got a little bit of a good setup, and now again, keep in mind that they are now currently working in on a lot of these new scenes, so I'm very excited to see what they can do. I would love to see them just make like more generic castles, obviously whilst working on the famous castles of like Andros, Minas Tirith, etc., which they are currently doing. But it'd be nice to also just get like one generic castle for each of the factions, just so that when you dive in, there's custom architecture, and even if you have to fight over the same castle city over and over again until they, you know, obviously time goes on and they can get more scenes done, I think having one or two unique ones for each faction would be absolutely huge. Even though I say that, I know that is just such a large undertaking, but it would be very, very cool. So yeah, let's dive in. This is one of the coolest settlements I also find myself as well. So I'm interested to see this. We're fighting an Isengard army right now. They have 700 men. We have about 300, so we're outnumbered. I also gave them artillery to rein in. But yeah, what I'm really, and I obviously also gave them two siege towers and a battering ram as well. But what I'm really interested in seeing is just how well these archers do, because this is going to be the main telling. And already I'm getting absolutely hammered myself by counterfire. Oh my god, the Uruk-hai bowmen are so good. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of the, oh my god, and my stats are really bad as well, which is funny. Yeah, my stats are awful. Obviously the Lord armors and stuff have not been quite done. Yeah, look at that. Look how quickly I have to fire this bow. I've spent 7,000 years training with a bow, and I can barely hold it for 1 second. However, when I get hits, which is very nice indeed. So we'll keep on firing in, hopefully whittling down their missile force quite quickly. And as you guys can see, the elves are in a pretty good position right here. And also as well, so another artillery strike comes in. When they break through the main gate, they'll also come into this killing zone as well. The arrows can fire down and continue to hurt the enemy. So a very, very good setup right now. So let's keep on firing as best as we can as the enemy push in. More artillery coming in from the other side as well, bombarding our defenses, but so far so good. We are holding. Yeah, the biggest problem is going to be when they do finally get to our walls. They're going to be able to do some crazy damage, I think, as we're firing in. Duck. Okay, luckily we weren't too bad. We should be able to start hitting these Uruk-hai in the side, though, which should be doing some nice damage as we continue to come in. Oh, we destroyed one of their siege towers. That is actually huge right now, so continue to push in, and we continue to get barely any damage. Okay, hide again, please. Perfect. They're trying to counter-snipe my artillery, and you can see their main assault right there as well. They have huge shields. We ain't going to do anything about it. So, yeah, the infantry are now reforming, which is good. I think I'm going to go and join them on the main assault right now, and we're just going to have to hope that our archers can continue to rack up kills. I mean, to be fair, we've done a great job so far. 200 kills is pretty big, but it's when the Uruk-hai finally get up here is when we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Let's continue fighting. Shoot patrols! Shoot patrols! Not the goddamn tower. Also, how silly is that? Like, what were the Gondorians thinking in Minas Tirith shooting the metal-plated siege tower like it was just going to go down? I mean, I guess you're overwhelmed. You know, there's a lot of emotions going on. You're pretty overwhelmed, so I guess I'll give them a pass right there. But come on. All right, okay. The Uruk-hai are just running. Oh my god. Okay, that's anticlimactic. I mean, we killed a bunch of them, but come on. Okay, I've reduced my men this time, so oh no, actually, I kept the same amount of soldiers. However, I have now just gotten rid of the siege towers and just given them a battering ram, so this way the AI might be a bit more inclined to actually assault us this time. Even I say that, but the amount of arrow fire we're getting off is really nice. And also, it's a really cool castle as well. There's so many castles I feel like I just don't play now. I don't play much vanilla. That are just still in here as the artillery continues to rock us. But yeah, they're going to basically get this battering ram up and then look to assault. The archers are still doing an insane job though. Already 88 kills. Again, I just really worry for when we finally get up here, it's going to be a big problem. Maybe I need to set the AI to literally not even have a siege tower, because the AI doesn't start the assault until the battering ram is actually up on the walls and actually starting hitting the gate. But I mean, again, it looks really cool, right? Like, look how awesome this looks with all the archers firing down. When we get Helm's Deep, when we get some generic castles, oh, it's gonna be beautiful. It really is. All right, okay, here is the main assault. It's gonna start to arrive, and we'll have to see how the infantry finally does, because yeah, they're not doing too good to begin with. They should start getting up here. Here you go. The first couple Uruk-hai are now making their way up. I mean, these are good Uruk-hai as well. I gave them a whole wealth of berserkers and other units, as you guys can see. Reavers in there, spearmen, chieftains, and trackers as well for their bowmen. Are we just gonna honestly just slaughter them? I mean, again, we always expect the elves to be deadly in a siege battle with these archers, but yeah, maybe I even underestimated the strength of the Uruk-hai, because again, they have these huge shields as well on the spearmen, so I was kind of expecting big things, but yeah, they are just getting cut to pieces. They can't really make a breach just with these ladders, and then of course all the archers are also then firing. Hello, mate, are you trying to snipe off with me? I think this Uruk-hai tracker is actually going to beat me. He dodged as well, which is impressive. That's yeah, okay, we're not going to hit him. Our archery at long range is not good. Okay, they're starting to make a bit of a breach now. Yeah, they're starting to make their way up, which is impressive. So once they're up, we might actually obviously start to struggle. Over on the other side as well, it looks like, yeah, it looks like on this side we have our control. We just have two-handed infantry here. I mean, they've got their two-handed infantry coming down, but yeah, I mean, the elves are not taking any quarter as we dodge the artillery strike. On this side, though, they actually have a shielded infantry, and as I said, they're making good progress. They're able to get some good fire in down here, though, and do some decent damage. Again, as I said, imagine on the other side, we are just slaughtering them. Okay, let's make our way down to the actual breach and see if we can get our sword out and get our blade stuck in. Lest we forget, but we also have the gate. I almost did forget about it. Can we snipe some arrows through? So one of the cool things about Bannerlord is you can snipe through these holes. You can really live out your Moria dream right here by like firing through the gaps in the gate and stuff. But we have our swords ready to go. Yeah, our infantry are preparing themselves. We can even like open the gate, let them through a little bit, push them back, and then close the gate if we wanted to. We're obviously going to lose a lot more men here, but I mean, so far, we're doing pretty good. I mean, I say that. I mean, we whittled down the enemy army. They only have about 100 more. If we were to hold up the gate, we've been fine. Also, it would not be a bad idea to maybe, do we have any good archers left? Yeah, maybe I just bring all my archers back here, because then they can start firing in here. Because again, you can set up like some formations, but you just start now firing up here as well, because they've breached the walls, but like, then what? Well, then what are they going to do up here? Like, we just get some archers set up here to fire in. I'm impressed though. The Uruk-hai archers did a really good job at just demolishing our elven bows. It's just whether or not any of our archers will make their way down. Oh yeah, we're really racking up some kills now as well, and I think they're basically run out of soldiers on this side as well. So again, it's only a matter of time. We might as well just take these guys and then bring them over here now, right? Because we don't need them up here. There's like 2 soldiers still left remaining, so we can then bring up our elites. And is there a way to outflank it? There is. So bring up our elites. We'll send them as they go all the way through this castle. It's a pretty cool castle design, actually. Can we, oh yeah, we're just slaughtering them now. I wanted to bring my elves down here so that I can bring them around and then do some great damage. Our artillery is still hitting me, so let's bring these guys down here and then up here, and then we'll wrap them around and charge them, so that way we'll outflank them and outmaneuver them. Yeah, here they go. I mean, a lot of them are just jumping down for honor and glory, which I completely respect, but the rest of them are now going to come around behind and, yeah, finish them off. So it seems like elves are pretty broken in a siege battle. Let's get to it for the video. If you guys enjoyed this and want to see a different faction showcased on the channel, then do let me know by dropping a like and a comment down below. We recently did the dwarfs and the elves are now done, so if you want to see some evil factions or some of their awesome new weapons and armors, then just let me know. Obviously, go check out the mod. I'll leave a link to their Patreon and their Discord down below in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.